San Francisco Supervisor Aaron Peskin made his visit to the registrar's office today, signing paperwork to run for mayor. One of the longest-serving politicians in city history now becomes the sole progressive candidate running against Mayor London Breed and several moderate challengers. But Peskin says he doesn't see the race that way. He told our Wilson Walker he has another word on his mind.
I think people know my work on behalf of neighborhoods of San Francisco. I want to be a neighborhood mayor that honors every neighborhood in San Francisco.
Neighborhoods, the word of the day as Supervisor Aaron Peskin made his run for mayor official. But this is not a new keyword. It's the same word we heard back when we were asking whether or not he would join the race.
You know, I started out as a neighborhood guy. I started out as a neighborhood activist in North Beach.
So let's unpack the word neighborhoods a little bit. Well, on one level, if you're running for mayor, neighborhoods are a nice way to think about building a coalition, right? Peskin has a quarter century of experience here in North Beach, and if you want to build out from there, how about the next neighborhood over?
And the reason I am launching this campaign in Portsmouth Square is because of my deep and abiding connections with the Chinese community of San Francisco.
Chinatown, more than a neighborhood in this respect, it's the core of the city's Asian population, a third of the vote in San Francisco. There is a reason that other candidates have made major announcements in this very plaza. Now, recent years have shown the strength of this voting constituency, largely in support of moderate causes, but as political scientists will tell you, voters do not always vote by label.
We tend to assume they will line up the progressives or line up the moderates and vote consistently, and they typically don't do that.
So Peskin's roots in Chinatown could act as a kind of buffer against one political vulnerability as the progressive candidate.
Joe-san.
And then there is what it means to be progressive, and we have already seen a preview of this specifically in relation to recent battles over housing and zoning. Have a listen to the mayor in her recent State of the City address.
Building homes and adding treatment beds is progressive.
Peskin would argue that the need for housing must also be balanced against something else.
I think it's also about sticking up for the neighborhoods of San Francisco.
So the city's race for mayor begins to take shape amid a lot of talk about shifting politics in San Francisco.
Thank you all for coming this morning. I don't think that this is about progressive or moderates. This is about taking care of San Francisco and being a mayor who knows how.
So much discussion and opining about the potential Peskin run for so long. At the signing of the paperwork, the announcement, it all feels a little bit like a fait accompli, but now the campaign really begins, and this doesn't mean that the field is set. Anyone thinking about running for mayor in San Francisco can still come down to the registrar's office and sign up. The deadline for that is in June.
Mayor Breed and Peskin will be facing off against some high-profile and well-funded moderates. They include venture capitalist Mark Farrell, who served as interim mayor for 6 months after the death of Mayor Ed Lee in 2017, Daniel Lurie, the heir to the Levi Strauss fortune and founder of anti-poverty nonprofit, and Supervisor Asha Safai. All right, break.